What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Ravens Rundown Live. It feels so good to be live on a regular season game week once again. It's Wednesday evening. You know what that means. We're going to be live for the next hour and change, talking everything you could want to about the Baltimore Ravens. We got 4 awesome segments coming up for you. Number 1, the Ravens today made a very smart practice squad signing. We'll break that down. Then, after that, Ravens starters versus Bills. We're going to reveal who I think those guys are going to be. 11 on each side of the ball. Up third, but not last, right? Our Ravens Rundown Mailbag. Your favorite segment, my favorite segment, our favorite segment collectively. And then up last, Ravens versus Bills final preview, okay? On Monday, I gave you kind of a way too early preview. I gave you a little bit of, who has the edge in this or that. Tomorrow, what I'm going to do, at the end of the show, what I'm going to do, is I'm going to give you 5 keys to victory for the Ravens over the Buffalo Bills. Speaking of that, what is your score prediction for Ravens versus Bills? Let me know in the comment section down below. We got a ton of real ones already hanging out with us. We got Kush, Attendant Squad, Ravens 76 B More, Fierce Outdoors, Chad Rose. We got a ton of awesome members of the flock with us already. 619 says Ravens flock from San Diego, California. Lisa says, here comes Joey, Attendant Squad. Chad Rose says Lamar Jackson scores the first time of the season on a keeper. Ooh, I like that pick. A little bit, keep, read option at the goal line, puts it in. Ravens 76 B More says 35-14 Ravens. Attendant Squad says 23-30. I'm guessing Ravens. B More Chief Keef says 34-9 Ravens. He's thinking it's going to be a little bit bigger of a blowout. Eclipse says, yo, what's going on? Justin Lewis 35-10 Ravens. Chad Rose 20-30 Ravens win. Lisa says, what else? 45-10 Joey. Kimberly says, hey, Joey, can't wait for Ravens versus Bills. Kimberly, you and I are the exact same because I cannot wait either. We already had someone tell me who he thinks is going to score first. Now I want you guys to do the same. As Kush says, 27 Bills, 8 Bills. Hopefully that's 27 Ravens, 8 Bills. And then 008 says 31-21 Baltimore. Who do you guys think scores the first touchdown on Sunday night? First touchdown of the season. Who puts it in? Who scores it? You let me know down below. Eclipse says 34-23 Ravens. Ravens King, 34-26 Ravens. Attendant Squad not only gave me Derrick Henry, but he says he thinks he's going to score on a pitch play as well. I like that. Your mom says, who did we sign? We signed a 3-time All-Pro special teams player from most recently with the New Orleans Saints. Lisa says Mandrews. I like that pick, Lisa. Ravens 76 B More says Derrick Henry will score the first touchdown. Elgato says number 4. He's going with Zay Flowers. I'm going to get us a little bit spicier. Okay? Because it's easy to say Derrick Henry, maybe even Andrews, maybe Zay. I'm going to throw out this. How about DeAndre Hopkins? First touchdown of the season, goal line fade over the top of his cornerback. I kind of like that. Okay? I like it. Eclipse says King on a 20-plus yard run. I don't mind that one either. Hey, while y'all are getting in the comment section, make sure you get in the comment section and ask me a question. Because our third segment on today's show, we are going to be answering your questions. So all you got to do is use hashtag Ravens in the chat, or if you want to guarantee your question gets on the show, then you can super chat to get them on today's Q&A. Again, all you got to do is use hashtag Ravens. So say, Joey, hashtag Ravens, will Lamar Jackson score 7 touchdowns against the Bills? Or hashtag Ravens, will Derrick Henry score 9 touchdowns against the Bills? Now, it does not have to be that specific of questions, not all touchdown-based questions, but I want to hear from you guys. I got a lot of people already getting great questions in. I want to keep this going, okay? So now it's y'all's turn to get down in the comment section. You think the Ravens are going to beat the Bills? That's all we got to talk about today. If you do me one big favor. Hit that thumbs up button, like today's stream, okay? If you think the Ravens beat the Bills, do me one big favor and hit that thumbs up button again and like today's stream. We got 27 likes. I need that number to get to 35, okay? 35 likes. That's what I need to get to before we get into our first segment, okay? So if you have not liked that video yet, make that change. Do it right now. It's free to do so. Helps us out a ton, and we really do appreciate it. Awesome update, okay? We are in our brand new studio. I'll do a twirl, even though it's not going to make you see anything. Studio P. And this is our first live show from it. It's not going to be our last, first of many. Gage is behind the computer, who used to be executive producer Gage. Now he is senior producer Gage. He does not have a mic right now. We'll make sure we get him one by Sunday, okay? We'll make sure that's a priority. But we're all ready to roll for the season. This channel has been totally revamped. When I took it over this time last year, we had 17,000 subscribers. It was somebody's secondary channel, and we got you like 4 or 5 videos a week. Now, this is my primary channel. We've got a full-time producer. We have a full-time studio that's dedicated to us, all because you Ravens fans have made this one of the quickest growing channels here at Chat Sports. So for that, I'm very, very appreciative. Chad Rose says Henry scores 1 to us, the Bills, on a 40-yard breakaway. I like that. Kush, how about a defense score first? I'm thinking Starks for a pick 6. Now we're getting spicy. Eclipse, great question right there. Great, great question. Mike Green will get 1 sack in this game, says Ravens 76 be more. El Gato, how about Charlie Kolar first touchdown? I like all those things. I like them a lot. Okay, keep liking the video. Please, 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 ladies and gentlemen. It would make me the happiest man in the world if you guys would hit that thumbs up button. Gage, are we ready to go for this first segment? Gage is ready. I'm ready. You guys look ready as well. Okay, our first segment of today's show, Ravens make a move, signed 3-time All-Pro special teamer JT Gray, the practice squad. That's coming at you right now. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Ravens Rundown. Yeah, it's the NFL season. It's in full swing. We're busy. We got another video for you guys right here on the channel. This time, the Ravens made a move, and in my opinion, it was a very, very smart one, as they signed 3-time All-Pro special teamer JT Gray to the practice squad. I got a lot of thoughts on that move. That's what's actually going to come up first on the program. We're going to break down JT Gray, all he's going to mean to this team going into the 2025 season. And then coming up second, we got some great news on Jair Alexander that we got to talk about. Major update on his injury status. And then the last thing we're going to do right before the season kicks off tomorrow, I'm going to give you my divisional winners predictions. We're going to go all 4 divisions in each conference. I'm going to stake my claim. That way we can look back on it at the end of the year and say, Joey, you are a perfect 8 for 8. Speaking of something that's perfect, it's you guys, the flock. I'm so appreciative of how much love you guys have shown me over the past year or so, how much we've grown. And that's not going to stop anytime soon, okay? In 2023, in the month of September, we had 1,400 subs. Last year, we upped it up to 1,500. As of right now, September of 2025, we're at 103 subs added. I need you guys to help me out. Keep on hitting that subscribe button. We got to keep on rising, got to keep on going. What we do is we give you Ravens shows on the daily, over 34,000 subscribers right now with the Ravens Rundown. So if you haven't joined us yet, this is the perfect time to do so. So hit that big red free sub button for daily coverage. Jordan Schultz was the one who broke it. I was in the middle of a work meeting today, and then, of course, we got started on this Ravens Live and thought this is the first thing we're going to cover. The Ravens are signing former Saints 3-time All-Pro special teamer and safety JT Gray. Gray, a surprise release earlier this week, had significant interest from a number of teams. Baltimore expects him to be on the field sooner rather than later. And honestly, guys, like Jordan Schultz said it perfectly there, I would not be surprised one bit if JT Gray is a part of the game day plan soon. Like, I'm talking the game day plans for taking on the Bills on Sunday night. I know it's a practice squad signing, and I know you guys can just kind of scoff about it, let it roll off your shoulders, not really care much about it, but you have to look at the guys that this team lost in special team over the offseason. Malik Harrison, he's gone to the Steelers. We'll never talk to him again. Chris Board, he's with the New York Giants. Christian Welch, he's with the Green Bay Packers. All 3 of those guys, especially those top 2, gave you valuable special team snaps for the entirety of 2024, and they're gone. You don't have that, so you have to make that up. That's why you signed Jake Hummel, and ultimately, in my opinion, that's why you signed JT Gray as well. A little bit more about him. Like we said, 3-time All-Pro. He was an All-Pro in 2019, 2021, and in 2024 as well. Over the last 5 years, he's played 70% of special team snaps for the Saints. 103 career tackles and was drafted back in 2018. At the end of the day, guys, I will never say no to a good addition wherever it is on the field. Whether it's on offense, defense, special teams. Anytime you add somebody that's been an All-Pro at a certain position, I don't care if you're a holder, I don't care if you're a long snapper, that's going to be a great addition to this team. Because special teams can win games, it can lose games. And now that you got a guy like JT Gray who's been an All-Pro for being on special teams, that's going to help you out a ton. It's red pin time, okay? Act like we're back to school and grade the signing. Give it an A, B, C, D, or F in the comment section down below. Obviously, A means you love it. B means you're fine with it. C, D, F, you know what those means as well. Get that down in the comment section down below. Next up, we got to talk about Jaire Alexander, and Jeff Zrebiak gave us some great news on the cornerback. He was back at practice today. This was the first time since August 9th that Jaire Alexander has been on the practice field, and this is phenomenal, okay? I think that we can all be really, really excited about this. Again, I don't want to overreact. I don't want to say that this is the best thing that's ever happened for this franchise because, no, he hasn't practiced since August 9th. So I don't know what that means for his availability on Sunday. But you want him back at some point this season. And that's going to start when he starts getting on the practice field and he starts practicing again. And that started today. So that's great news. That's a great update coming out of Ravens practice from today. I feel like, in my opinion, he's going to be a game-time questionable decision for the Ravens game on Sunday. I know you're taking on a big opponent in the Bills, and I know that's a game you want to win to start off the season on a high note and not like you did last year with that loss to the Chiefs. But the fact that he might not play, I don't know, guys, if that's the worst thing. I know we all want him there. I know we all want to see number 23 out there on the field, playing in purple, black, and white. But I just don't want to rush him back and jeopardize the future of this team. Because when you signed Jaire Alexander, you kind of figured, okay, he's going to miss some time. I'd rather it be the beginning of the season than the end. So, in my opinion, it's not bad to slowly wade him back into the mix, see if you can get him 100% towards the middle of the season and going into the playoffs. Another reason it's not the worst thing is because this team, this cornerback room specifically, guys, it's pretty solid. Obviously, the starters are who the starters are. They're phenomenal. I really, really, really like them a lot. But, I don't hate thinking of Chidobe Awuzie or TJ Tampa playing some meaningful snaps against Buffalo, especially because I'm not in love with Buffalo's wide receiver, right? And so, sure, if Jaire doesn't play, that's a bummer. But there's a reason that TJ Tampa got so much run in the preseason. There's a reason that you signed Chidobe Awuzie back in March. There's a reason that Keon Martin made this final roster as an undrafted free agent. They've got confidence in those guys to go out there and play their style of football and to be a good cornerback and try to be the best cornerback that could be on this team. What say you? Will Jaire play against Buffalo? Weigh in for me. Comment section down below, okay? Give me a yes or give me a no. Will Jaire Alexander play against the Buffalo Bills? Something you need to say yes to is our friends over at Prize Picks. There is so many things I love about Prize Picks, but I think the thing I love most about it is it's the best place to, be right about sports. You think you know ball? Prove it to me on Prize Picks. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks where it's good to be right. Prize Picks puts their member first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. And Prize Picks also offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. What I really, really like about Prize Picks is they offer something called injury reboots. If one of your player leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks won't count it as a loss. Prize Picks also invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You could double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. And speaking of picks, we got to talk about the Sunday night game. Ravens, Bills. Here's my lineup. Give me the more on Derrick Henry's 17.5 rush attempts. Give me the more on Josh Allen, half an interception. You know what? I think Lamar's going to have a day. So give me the more on him, 1.5 passing touchdowns. And again, if you use the flex play, if one of these doesn't hit, you can still win money. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. The link to this promo is in the comments and also in the description of today's video. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Alrighty, we're going to wrap this thing up with my division winners, okay? In the North, in the NFC, that's where we're going to start. Give me the Packers to barely edge out the Detroit Lions. I think them adding Micah Parsons is going to push them over the top. If they wouldn't have done that, I would have had the Lions, but because they did, give me the Green Bay Packers. In the South, I'm going to take the Falcons. I know it's a hot take to take the Buccaneers, but I think Liam Cohen being gone for that offense is going to be really, really hard to overcome. So I like the Falcons with Michael Penix. In the East, I think it's the first time there's a repeat champ in the NFC East. I think it's the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think it starts tomorrow as they beat the Cowboys. And in the West, I think the 49ers kind of make a resurgence and remind everybody in the NFC just how good they truly are. Let's talk AFC. That's all we care about. In the North, give me the Baltimore Ravens. I don't think I need to go too in-depth on this. I think it's the best team in this division. Okay? Steelers, they don't scare me. Bengals, their defense is awful. They don't scare me. The Bills, they don't have a pulse. Give me Baltimore to three-peat and win the AFC North. The AFC South, I like the Texans, mainly just because I don't like anybody else other than them. I don't really like playing the Texans in the playoff isn't anything that scares me, but I do like them to win that division. And the East, because it's a cupcake, because it's a cakewalk, I got the Buffalo Bills. They're going to be way better than the Jets. They're going to be way better than the Dolphins. And, you know, I think the Patriots are on a good step forward. They're just not there yet. And in the West, this one's close because I do think that the Denver Broncos are going to be really good this year. But I can't pick against the Chiefs for that AFC West. Now let me know your division winners in the comment section down below. While you're in the comment section, you'll find the links to my social media. You can find me at Joey Petersen 8, not just on Twitter, but I'm also there on Instagram as well. Again, those links in the comments and description of today's video. And if you're not yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button, okay? Sub for Ravens Dubs. If you want the Baltimore Ravens to keep winning, and if you want us to keep making videos, you'll do me one big favor, and you'll hit that subscribe button. Alrighty, that's going to do it for today, or for the first segment, not today's show. That would be pretty silly if that did it for today's show. Remember, Gage, after the final thing, just go back to a weigh-in. We don't got to go back to what's next. Perfect. Ravens 76B more. I got Rams winning the West. Lisa says, I'm not happy about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce engagement. Why not, Lisa? Your mom says, nice depth, nothing crazy, but it's definitely good improvement. Lisa says, Ravens all the way. She's pumped about it. Hey, did you hear what Lamar said about his contract? Yes, I did, Tenant Squad. I did hear it. I like it. You know, just focus on the regular season. Don't focus on the money. If you could put up our mailbag weigh-in, and then after that, we can go and get ready for the next segment. Hey, guys, we got a Ravens mailbag coming up next segment, okay? So make sure you use hashtag Ravens or Super Chat to get those questions in on the show. We already got some good questions from some awesome members of the flock. Attendant Squads asked some good questions. I think Kimberly's asked some good questions in there as well, if I can remember correctly. But we need more, okay? Eclipse, great question. Be More Chief Keef, great question. Keep getting those in, okay? We need about 8 questions. I think we're sitting around 5 right now. So we're about to get into this next cut. We're not going to get in remember, we got to do the matchup first. We're not going to get into the mailbag yet. That's actually coming up in segment 3. We're about to get into segment 2. But while we're in this next cut, y'all can feel free to keep on getting those in the comment section. All right, segment number 2. Gage, are we ready to roll? Feel good? Gage, the best in the biz, ladies and gentlemen. All righty, our segment number 2, which is the starters for Week 1 against the Ravens revealed, is coming at you right now. Guys, we have never been closer than we are right now to the 2025 NFL season. And I can just say it's been worth the wait. I cannot wait to get this thing kicked off. I love the fact that we're getting it kicked off on Sunday Night Football. It's going to be an absolute blast. Right now, the Buffalo Bills open up as a 1.5 favorites. I like the Ravens plus 1.5. I'll just tell you that. And if you want the Ravens to beat the Bills, do me one big favor. Like today's video, don't jinx it, okay? I'm a very, very superstitious guy. And so I want this to happen. I need this to happen. I need you guys to help me out to make sure that it does happen. If you want to make sure it happens, do me one big favor. Hit that thumbs up button and like today's video. All righty, the starters for Week 1 against Buffalo, they go as follows. We're going to start where we always will, at the quarterback position with Lamar Jackson. This one's going to be no surprise. He's going to be the starter until he is old, gray, and cannot run or throw a football anymore. I am so excited to watch him play football again. That's easily the best part of my job, is getting to watch him throw a football. Last year, he had his best year yet. So I'm very, very hopeful for what this year has to come. Now, I'm not saying I expect him to have better statistics, because let's be real. It's going to be hard to have better statistics than he had last season. He was the first QB ever to throw for 4,000 yards and rush for 900 or more yards. He had career highs in yards, touchdowns, yards per attempt, and passer rating, career low in interceptions at 4, and a 12-5 record that led to an AFC North championship, okay? Lamar Jackson was that dude last year, and I think that's going to continue. I like him being that dude again this next year. Of course, he's the QB1 and the leader of this team. In the running back position, Derrick Henry is your starter and will be your starter as long as he can stay healthy. Guys, I know everybody's kind of just expecting Derrick Henry at some point to take a step back. And the reason they're expecting that is because there aren't many running backs who have had quite the wear and tear on their bodies as Derrick Henry has. I mean, just look at his career stats. 2,355 carries, 11,000 yards, 4.9 yards a carry, 106 touchdowns. This guy's touched the football almost more than anybody in the last 136 games, in the last 8 seasons, okay? But the thing about the King is, he's still got it in the tank. I truly believe that. Like, everybody expected him to slow down last year, and he didn't. Why are we still expecting him to slow down again this year? If you think about the carries that he's gotten, high school, college, and the National Football League, like, why are we expecting this guy to ever take a step back? That might not be realistic, but it's how I feel, because this guy might just be wired to go until he's like 35, 40 years old. He's just that special. Throw a number at me. How many touchdowns do you think Henry scores in 2025? Last year, I think I remember it was 17, if I remember correctly. How many do you think he scores again this year? You let me know in the comment section down below. At the tight end 1 spot, your starter is going to be Mark Andrews. I love Mark Andrews, right? I know that last season ended on a sour note, but I think even if Isaiah Likely was healthy, Mark Andrews might still be the tight end 1 on this roster. Like, Likely is going to have to take it from him. They're not just going to give that up to him. Sure, he's going to have that opportunity, and he's a hell of a player. But guess what? So is Mark Andrews. And I know it didn't feel like that at the end of the season against Buffalo, but like when you look at these two numbers side by side for the whole year, it really heavily favors Mark. And every single statistic, more receptions, more yards, a higher average, more touchdowns, more 20-plus yard plays. And a lot of people, they're writing off Mark Andrews. I'm not one of those people. Now, I know you're probably freaking out because I've talked about trading Mark Andrews. And I don't think that would be a stupid decision just because he's getting older and you already have Likely, and I really, really like Likely. But that doesn't mean that I don't believe that Mark Andrews is going to have a phenomenal year and that he can have a phenomenal year because I think he still has all the tools to be great. Speaking about a guy who has all the tools to be great, that's where we take it to our wide receiver one. We got to talk about Zay Flowers at that one spot. Rashad Bateman is your wide receiver two. In the newly acquired DeAndre Hopkins is your wide receiver three. These three guys I've got a lot of excitement about. These three guys I've got a lot of faith in. Like, I think it's Lamar Jackson's best receiver core in his career, and it's not even close. I love how each of those guys brings you something different, okay? DeAndre Hopkins brings Lamar Jackson that jump ball, like goal line receiver that he's never had in his career. Rashad Bateman, he gives Lamar Jackson that deep ball guy that he really hasn't had in his career. And Zay Flowers is your every down, every target. Get it to that guy in space because he can make the most out of it. And speaking of Zay, did you know that when faced against the blitz last year, Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers connected for 528 yards, which was the second highest of any QB and wide receiver duo across the National Football League. Those two guys are special. Their connection is special, and it's only growing. Everybody says you take your biggest jump in the National Football League from year 2 to year 3, and I expect that to be the case this year for Zay Flowers. The Week 1 starters for your offensive line, Ronnie Stanley, Andrew Voorhees, Tyler Linderbaum, Daniel Fa'alele, and Roger Rosengarten. That's how it reads from left tackle all the way down to right tackle. And I like a lot of those guys. I don't love all of them. Like, I'm kind of just looking at that group, and I'm saying with my hands folded, please don't let us down, Daniel Fa'alele. He's shown some good in his career, and he's shown some bad. In the preseason, he showed some good. In the preseason, he showed some bad as well, okay? I like some things about him. I don't like a lot of things about him. And he's going to have to prove to me, and he's going to have to convince me that my faith in him should be unwavering. So far, he hasn't done that, and I think easily he's the weakest link in this offensive line. Grade the O-line for me, though, in the comment section down below. A, B, C, D, or F. How do you feel about that group? Let me know in the comment section down below. I don't care how you feel about that group because I really just care about how you feel about this awesome deal that's going on right now. If you go to chatsports.com/white polo, the link is in the comment section and description of today's video, so I made it super easy for you. This white polo, it was $50. Now it is just $29. Chatsports.com/white polo. That's where you got to go. I don't know where else you're going to find a collared shirt for just $30. Less than $30, okay? This is a wonderful deal, and it's a deal you need to take advantage of as quickly as you can. Again, chatsports.com/white polo. I put that link in the comments and description of today's video. If you click that link, you'll be able to take advantage of this deal. Get you this sweet white polo with the old Ravens logo on it for just $29. The deal's not going to last long, though. It was $50. It's $21 off. It's going to be back up to $50 very soon if you don't act right now. To the defensive side of the ball we go. Your Week 1 starters on the D-line. Odafe Owe, Nnamdi Madubuike, Travis Jones, and Kyle Van Noy. This looks pretty much identical to what it was last year, except you just have a lot more depth at the edge rusher positions. And that's why I can't wait to see Tavius and Mike Green. Now, I say Tavius because we discussed this on Wednesday. He was listed on the depth chart as an or. It was starter, Odafe Owe, or Tavius Robinson. That surprised a lot of people, myself included. It seems like he's taking a big jump up. And, of course, Mike Green is the rookie I've been talking about and excited about since before the draft. This is one of my favorite prospects for the entirety of it, okay? The interior needs a little more depth. I need to be a little bit more confident about the guys on the interior of that defensive line. I love Anais Peebles. John Jenkins, I think, is fine. But outside of that, I don't love too much. Now, the edge room, I'll be honest with you, they've got depth to spare. They've got a ton of good guys that have played a ton of good football. The week 1 starters in your linebacker group, Roquan Smith and Trenton Simpson, okay? Trenton Simpson, he's going to have to show me some things, okay? He's going to have to, I'm going to make him earn my trust and earn my confidence. He's got a lot to prove. We all know how excited everybody was about him last year, especially after the preseason. Played really, really good preseason games in 2024. Didn't play bad in the first couple games of the year as well. Kept the starting nod for a while. And then out of nowhere, around week 14, 15, you just didn't see Trenton Simpson anymore. Just wasn't on the field. 0 snaps in week 15. 6 snaps in week 16. 4 snaps in week 17. And then the playoffs, they didn't play him once. 0 snaps in both games. That happened for a reason. I don't want that to happen again. I don't think it'll happen again, but he's going to need to earn my trust. He's got a lot to show me. And, of course, his running partner, Roquan Smith, he's Roquan Smith. So he doesn't have to prove quite as much as Trenton Simpson does. Do you think Trenton Simpson ends the season as the starter? Give me a yes or give me a no in the comment section down below. I kind of feel like he will, but with Jake Hummel, Teddy Buchanan, Jay Higgins all behind him in that linebacker room, there's going to be some stiff competition. Speaking of stiff competition, this defensive back room is a really, really stiff group. Nate Wiggins, Chidobe Awuzie, I have right now as the starter. The current recording of this video, it's not official yet whether Jair Alexander will start or not. I lean towards a not. So Chidobe is in my starting room. Marlon Humphrey at the nickelback spot, Malachi Starks at free safety, and Kyle Hamilton at strong safety. This group is elite. And when Jair Alexander gets back and he's fully healthy, they turn even more elite. But that's the thing, is like I would be shocked if Jair starts. Just because of the fact that he's just now getting on the practice field again, just now kind of working his way back, and the fact that he's struggled with injuries through the entirety of his career, I don't think they're going to rush him anytime soon to be ready to go for this season. But even if it is Chidobe, Nate, Marlon, Malachi, and Kyle, that's a group that I can rock with. That's going to be it for today's show. Speaking of rocking with people, make sure you guys are rocking with me on social media. You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Joey Petersen 8, both platforms, okay? I'll also put the links in the comment section and description of today's video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, okay? Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet, and we'll see you next time. Alrighty, 2 segments down, 2 to go. Did we get any questions while we were in the, we did get some questions while we were in the cut. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Think the Ravens beat the Bills? Show me by hitting that thumbs up button and liking today's stream, okay? Hit. Oh. That's hilarious. I did not mean to do that. I accidentally started a huddle on Slack. Okay. Make sure that thumbs up button. 51 likes. There we go. There we go. Hey, Gage, can you throw up the weigh-in for the mailbag again? The hashtag Ravens one. Thank you, my friend. I want just 2 more questions. Okay? Just 2 more questions. Attendance squad, since the game will be on NBC as a national broadcast, are you fine with me watching the game? I promise I'll try to join the live show on the 1 hour before the game. Attendance squad, you can watch the game and also still be hanging out with us. You don't have to do one or the other. You don't have to do one or the other, my friend. Okay, I want 2 more questions. That's what I want. 2 questions, and then I'll feel good about where we are. Hey, Gage, do you know how to fit the text to box for that? Great. Lisa says, show Daniel Falele some love. I am trying to, Lisa. I am trying my hardest. Ooh, Lisa, great question. Ask it again and use hashtag Ravens. I would love to see that in the chat, my friend. I would love to see it. She asked, who's my pick for Rookie of the Year and why? Lisa, I'll tell you if you ask it again and use hashtag Ravens. Hashtag Ravens, you think the Ravens get Jonte Wester or Devontae Walker reps? Great question. Awesome. Okay, one more question, ladies and gentlemen. Just one more. Oh, I wasn't talking about with the picture. I was actually talking about with the title. You see how it says Ravens Rundown Mail? Great. There we go. So that's good for the picture. For that one, you'll do it the same. Do you know how to do it for that one to fit text to box? Great. Perfect. Perfect stuff. Fierce says, I don't know, I'm leaning towards no. AEW Top Guy says, I usually watch the live stream and watch it on TV. Hashtag Ravens, we're pretty sure Keaton is back, but do we give Justice Hill more burn, especially early on in the season? Great question from my man Moggs. We'll get to that as well. Okay. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to discuss. We got a lot of questions to get into on today's mailbag. Again, if you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up button. Gage, you feel like we're ready to go for a mailbag? Something that's going to be easy for you to do, go ahead and just find a question in social and click on it to make sure you're not scrambling and looking for one. So that way, just make sure you already have it and you're good to go, just to make it easier on yourself. Great. Joey, who's your pick for Rookie of the Year and why? Says Lisa. Great, great question. We will get to that in the mailbag. All right, when Gage gets me the go-ahead, we're going to get into this segment. Of course, we got one more coming after this. Ready to go? Look at Gage. Crushing it, killing it. All righty. Our Baltimore Ravens Rundown mailbag coming at you right now. We got one day until it is finally game day. Before that, we got to celebrate the only way we know how. Your questions, my answers. Welcome into the Baltimore Ravens Rundown mailbag, every single one of you. So happy you're here with us. We go live every single Wednesday evening. And our third segment, every live show, the flock gets to ask me questions, gets a chance to get on the show, and it's my favorite segment every single week. So that's what we're doing on today's program. First off, though, I got to start by asking you a question. Who do you think scores the Ravens' first touchdown of the season? Let me know in the comment section down below. If I had to make a guess, I'm going to go, if I had to like make an, if I want to be spicy, I'm going to say like something like DeAndre Hopkins is my spicy pick. If I had to go safe pick, I'm picking Mark Andrews. You let me know in the comment section down below. Speaking of making picks, Lisa Frankel comes in with a question. Hashtag Ravens. Joey, who's your pick for Rookie of the Year and why? That's a great question. I'll give you a defensive Rookie of the Year, and I'll give you an offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I think it's going to be Abdul Carter. I mean, that dude's just an absolute freak of a player. If you saw what he's doing in training camp or did see what he was doing in training camp, it was like otherworldly. I mean, people thought that they were speeding up his pass rushes, but they were just how fast he is. It's insane. For Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going to go with Ashton Jeanty because I think the Raiders are going to pound the rock so much with him because they just don't have a lot of other weapons. Of course, they have Brock Bowers. They have Jacoby Myers as well, but Jacoby Myers has requested a trade. So we don't know what any of their weapons are going to look like outside of Brock, outside of Jeanty. I think Jeanty's going to get a lot of love, a lot of carries, and a lot of yards because of it. Attendance Squad is up next. How many field goals do you think Tyler Loop will kick? How many do I think he will kick? I don't know, but I'm going to say that he is going to make 30 field goals in the year. Okay? Give me 30 field goals made for Tyler Loop in 2025. Look, I'm excited about this guy. I've got a lot of confidence in him. He showed me a lot to be confident about when we were going throughout that preseason, especially those last two games. Right, he missed his first kick of the preseason, only missed one more throughout the entirety of it. So great question for Tyler Loop. I've got 30 makes for him in the year. Ravens King is up next. Hashtag Ravens Joy, believe that we have forced 2 or 3 turnovers in this game. Our secondary is loaded. That's the thing about Josh Allen, ladies and gentlemen. You can make him turn the football over. Like, that's just a fact. He's struggled with that pretty much the entirety of his career outside of last year. And just because he did one good year with it doesn't mean it's totally gone, doesn't mean it's totally out. The secondary is great, but we're not going to be able to force turnovers unless the pass rush is able to get to him, okay? If the pass rush is able to get to him, if the pass rush is able to disrupt him, then that's going to be something that, really, really gets to him. And I think he's going to be able, or not going to be able, but he's going to turn the ball over a little bit more. Engaged. Before you press that, remember it's in the GFX 3 bucket under social for that one. But yes, great question, Ravens King. I don't think 2 or 3, but I do think they will pick off Josh Allen at least once during the game. Mr. Krabby's up next. Could you see the hashtag Ravens making a big move in free agency soon? No, not necessarily. Just because it's the age-old adage that we've heard from John Harbaugh of, you know what? We like our guys. They like the guys that they have. Okay? They like the depth of their position groups. And they should. They've got a lot of really good players. They got a lot of really good starters. If there was more interior defensive line or interior offensive line help available in free agency, I think they would go that way. But outside of that, I don't see too many other weaknesses on this roster. And so I don't think they do it. If they wanted to go edge rusher, they would have signed one. They would have signed Judon, Smith, or Clowney, and they didn't. So I don't really see them making a big move in free agency soon. Great thanks for the question, though, Mr. Krabby. Prediction time. You let me know in the comment section down below. Will the Ravens make any more moves? Give me a yes. Give me a no in the comment section down below. Where we sit right now, I'm feeling no. But if you think they do, feel free. Go ahead and give me a yes in the comment section. Something you need to say yes to. Our friends at Prize Picks. Guys, I know you love watching football. I know you love winning money. How about you just combine the two and do it with our friends at Prize Picks? Look, guys, Prize Picks is who this episode is brought to you by. And you and I make decisions every day. But on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks where it's good to be right. I think the thing I love most about Prize Picks is that if one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks won't count that as a loss. They put their members first. They put their users first. So all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. They offer Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Let me explain to you how the flex play works. So this is my lineup for Ravens versus Bills. Got the more on Derrick Henry rush attempts, the more on Josh Allen interceptions, and the more on Lamar Jackson pass touchdowns. Say Derrick Henry gets 19 rushing attempts. Say Josh Allen throws a pick. And say Lamar Jackson only throws 1 passing touchdown. If you use flex play when you submitted this lineup, you would still win even though only 2 out of your 3 hit. That's what makes Prize Picks so great. So download the Prize Picks app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. The link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. Prize Picks, let me tell you this, it is good to be right. We thank Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video. Could not be possible right here on the Ravens Rundown without their help. Up next, El Gato, and yes, I took Spanish, so I know that means the cat. Shout out to him. Who do you think scores the first, and who scores it? Who do you think scores and who scores? Okay. I'm going to say who and how. I think Mark Andrews scores, and I think it's a play similar, I'm going to be honest with you, as the dropped extra point play from the playoff loss against the Bills. Okay, so I think it's goal line. I think he is in on that tight end spot, and he runs kind of like just a straight out route towards the pylon, maybe a little bit of a pick play from the wide receiver. He's going to be wide open. He catches it. He scores first touchdown of the year. It is, right now, the current recording of this video is Wednesday, September 3rd. You can book that. Well, up next, do you think the Ravens will give LeJohntay Wester or Devontae Walker reps? LeJohntay will get in there on punt return. I don't know how often you'll see them out there at the wide receiver spot. That's the interesting thing about preseason, is we get all worked up about these guys making the roster or not. And in reality, you're just not really going to see them as much as you think you're going to, because you watch these other guys play football, all the starters, and you're like, oh, shoot, I forgot how good those guys were. Now, I think you will see them, but, like, I would be shocked if both of those guys have a catch on Sunday against the Bills. But that was a great question. Eclipse Jukes comes up next. Will Derek have a big game like the regular season game against the Bills last year? Yeah, I think he will. Now, do I see him ripping off an 85-yard touchdown run first play of the game? No, not necessarily. But I think Derrick Henry has proved to all of us that this team does better when he gets the football. This team does better when you give him the rock. So I think he's going to have a good game. I think there are good games to be had against this Bills defense. It's good. It's not perfect. And we all know when you give Derrick Henry the ball, it just opens up things for the rest of the offense so much more. Kimberly Harmon up next. Do you think Lamar Jackson will get his contract done because he deserves it? Yes, I do. I don't know if it's going to be in this season, though. I thought it would be before the season started. And right now, I'm not really feeling like it will be. At the current recording of this video, it hasn't happened yet. It needs to be done, obviously, before next season because those cap hits hit in. But it's going to be hard to get that done while you're playing, right? When the regular season started. The focus just kind of needs to be somewhere else. So, I do think it happens. I don't know if it happens, though, in the next couple of months. Final question on today's show from Poetry. Who scores the Ravens' first touchdown of the season? Oh, funny enough, we already got that question of the day. I said I think it's Mark, and I think it's on a goal line kind of out route towards the pylon, and I think he catches it. I think he scores. If you want to get my spicy pick, though, because I already gave my boring pick for this, my spicy pick is DeAndre Hopkins, goal line fade touchdown, first drive. I saw someone in our live show the other day say that it was going to be a defensive pick 6, and I absolutely love that. That's it for today's show. One thing you'll absolutely love is getting me on social media. You can find me at Joey Petersen 8, both on Twitter and on Instagram. Those links are in the comment section and description of today's video. Also, if you're not subscribed yet, what are you doing? Make sure that changes. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's a big red sub button. You can't miss it, so make sure you hit it. Alrighty, that is it for our mailbag. 3 segments down, 1 to go. You can keep asking me questions, but we won't get it on today's Q&A because it is already over. Lamar Jackson will get his contract done, says Justin Lewis. I hope so, Justin. I hope you're right, man. I hope you are right. What do you think the Bills' weaknesses for this game are, and how will the Ravens try to exploit that on defense? Great question, Attendant Squad. That's actually going to lead me into the next segment because we're talking keys to victory in my final preview against the Buffalo Bills. Gage, good stuff there with the mailbag. I know it's a hard one to navigate, but you crushed it. Okay. Gage, are you ready to go for our last? Let's go. Gage said he's ready to kick some ass. I could not agree more. Okay. Last segment, then we're going to get on out of here. Coming at you right now, Ravens-Bills, my final preview. Ravens fans, it's been 231 days since this happened. 231 days of sadness. 231 days of not knowing if you're going to make it back on that stage. 231 days of waiting to get your lick back against the Buffalo Bills. And you get to do that on night 1 of the 2025 NFL season. 25-27 was the final score of that game. That extra point play that Mark Andrews dropped, that would have maybe put this thing in overtime. You had good games across the board. You had not great games across the board. But all we know is that doesn't matter. That's in the past. All that is now is in your future. It is tonight, and it is against the Buffalo Bills. And I could not be more excited. Welcome into the Ravens Rundown, everybody. My name is Joey Petersen. I am your host for today's show. And I got to tell you, guess what? Regular season watch parties are back right here on the channel. So all you got to do is subscribe, turn on your notifications, and join us later tonight because we will be live for Ravens versus Bills. It's going to be a party. It's going to be a blast. And I can't wait to see all of you guys in the chat, hanging out with us, and you know what? Just being real ones. We're going to start with the injury report. Ian Rappaport let us know this on Wednesday. Isaiah Likely, who's recovering nicely from a broken bone in his foot, is not expected to play in the team's opener against the Bills, sources say. The good thing is, obviously, he's recovering nicely. I know John Harbaugh spoke to the media on Wednesday, said that he's ahead of schedule, but still, he's not going to play against the Bills. I'd be surprised if he plays week 2 against the Browns. I think they're going to wait on him and kind of wait till he gets back into full swing, and they're going to bring him back for week 3 against the Detroit Lions. My key to victory, number 1, because that's what we're doing on today's show. Run the ball. It's simple. It's 3 words. And if you do this over all the other ones we're going to talk about today, I think you win this ball game. This is where it starts and where it ends. Running the football is the alpha and the omega of this Baltimore Ravens football team in 2025. Don't believe me? You should, because I got the stats to prove it. Derrick Henry in 2024, carries and losses, 15. Carries and wins, 18.1. He averaged over 3 more carries every win than he did in the losses. And when you gave him the rock a ton, I'm talking 20 or more times a game, guess what? This team was 9-0. Perfect when he got the ball 20 or more times. That's it. That's how you win this ball game. You get him going. You get him going early. He had a phenomenal year last year. It was unbelievable. 1,900 yards, 16 touchdowns, 19 carries of 20 or more yards. Fantastic. That has to continue this year. That has to keep going, and that is my number 1 key to victory. You tell me, okay? You heard mine. What is your number 1 key to victory for the Ravens against the Buffalo Bills? You let me know in the comment section down below. Act like you're me. Act like you're the host of the Ravens Rundown, and give me your number 1 key to victory. My number 2 key to victory, you got to take advantage of their cornerbacks, okay? This Bills team doesn't have a ton of weaknesses. The cornerback position is one of those weaknesses, okay? This was listed on their official depth chart. Taron Johnson, Tre'Davious White, and Christian Benford are their 3 starting corners. At the current recording of this video, we don't know 100% what Trey White's status is. If he's playing or if he's not, I don't really care. Because if he's not playing, you face a guy who's worse than he is, and Trey White is not that great. Take advantage of him. Take advantage of all 3 of those guys. And with a team that has a struggling secondary, a lot of times what they like to do on the defensive side of the ball is they like to blitz a lot. They blitzed us 50% of the time in the divisional round. But did you know that Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers connected for 528 yards when facing the blitz last year, which was the second most for a quarterback-receiver duo in the National Football League last season? Okay? This team's good. Those guys are special. And when Lamar Jackson feels pressure, he looks to Zay Flowers, and Zay Flowers can and will hurt your football team. So expect that to happen some tonight. What you can also expect to happen tonight is for us to have fun watching the game and also have fun with our great friends over at Prize Picks. If you want to win money, you also have fun watching football. It's the best way to do it. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. And you and I, we make decisions every day. But on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Prize Picks also does this thing that I love. They offer injury reboots. And if one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks won't count it as a loss. Prize Picks also invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. The good thing is I feel good about my picks for tonight's game, okay? And I challenge you, Ravens fans, download the Prize Picks app, use code CLNS, and join me in this pick, okay? Give me the more on Derrick Henry, 17.5 rush attempts. Give me the more on Josh Allen, half an interception. And you know what? I like what I'm going to see about Lamar tonight. Give me more than 1.5 passing touchdowns. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. The link to this promo is in the comments and also in the description of today's video. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. We pulled this one out last year, and it's too good of a pun not to pull out again. My third key to victory, don't let James cook. And it's a joke, but it's also at the same time very, very serious because James Cook is a very good running back. 207 carries last year, 1,000 yards, 4.9 yards a carry, 16 touchdowns. Like, when he had the ball in his hands, he made some special things happen. He pretty much solo won that game against the Dolphins on Thursday Night Football for them. And when Cook gets going, this is the most important part for why you need to stop him. Because when he gets going, the offense opens up. That opens up everything else for this team. And that's what I don't love. Because their wide receiver room, I'm not very impressed with it. And so I feel like if you can stop Cook, and make these guys beat you, you don't have a terrible shot. Josh Palmer, Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman, like, those are good wide receivers. But are any of those guys great? I don't think so. This group doesn't really scare me, especially in the fact you got to look at your secondary this year and think that's one of the best in the league. With the additions of Malachi, maybe Jair. Again, at this point, we don't know 100%. Marlon Humphrey, Nate Wiggins, Kyle Hamilton. Like, this is a good group. And so, if you take away James Cook and make those wide receivers line up in front of them on every single down and beat them on every single down, sure, with Josh Allen playing quarterback, you're going to lose some of those from time to time. But I have a feeling you're going to win more of those than you lose. So taking away James Cook, closing their offense down, and making Josh Allen and those receivers beat you all game long, I think that's a good strategy for Zach Orr in this defense. It's prediction time, okay? I'm going to give you my prediction at the very end of today's show. What is your score prediction for Ravens versus Bills? You let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know the scores. Let me know who you got winning. Regardless, I think it's going to be close. Stick around and see my score prediction. Number 4, I want this team to create some turnovers. I need this team to create some turnovers. In my opinion, defensively, that needs to be a very big focus this upcoming season. Because last year, it wasn't a really big focus, and you didn't really cause a lot of turnovers. You caused some. You're about middle of the pack, end of the pack, and pretty much everything. If you look at the amount of interceptions you got, tied for 17th, that's bottom half of the league. Forced fumbles, tied for 23rd, that's the bottom third of the league. Fumbles recovered, tied for 28th, that's bottom 5. Total turnovers, tied for 26th, that's bottom 8 right there, bottom 7. That's not good enough, guys. And you're going up against a quarterback who has struggled in his history of turning the football over. Throwing it all the way back to 2020. This past season was his first season not throwing double-digit interceptions. 10 picks, 15 picks, 14 picks, 18 picks in 2023, and then 6 last year. You've got the ability to make him turn the ball over. This defensive line has to get active, and, of course, the secondary has to have active hands as well. My last and final key to victory. Last and final, Joey, those are the same word. It's okay. Make the play late. Make the play late. In my opinion, I think this is the most important of all of these 5. I know it's not something that you can drill in and legitimately coach. But look, guys, this game is going to come down to the end. We know that for sure. And now we got to ask us this question. Can we be that team that makes the play late this time around? Because we almost did it last year. Lamar Jackson led this team on an awesome touchdown run, put the ball in the end zone on a beautiful pass. We just couldn't finish it off. We couldn't punch it in, that 2-point conversion. Mark Andrews also fumbled when you're trying to get some momentum back, trying to score, trying to cut the lead down. And then, of course, like we showed you right off the top, like I just mentioned, the drop, corner of the end zone, that would have sent it into overtime. Okay? So, there's going to be plays to be had. Yes, there is. Can this team be the one that makes them? That's the big question. That's going to be what separates the winner and the loser on Sunday, tonight. I can promise you. Here is my score prediction. Glad you waited for it. 31-27. I think the Ravens win. I think they're a better team. I think they're a more well-rounded team. And I think they come out swinging, okay? I think it's close, right? Only a 4-point game, 1-score game. But I think the Ravens end up victorious, start the season off 1-0, and send Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills crying all the way back home, even though you're playing in New York. That's going to do it for today's show. Celebratory cough. Make sure you follow me on social media. Make sure you're subscribed. Have those notifications on. Again, we're going live tonight. It's going to be an absolute blast. We got a pregame show for you. We'll be live for the entirety of the game. Make sure you join us. Daily coverage of your Baltimore Ravens right here on the Ravens Rundown. There we go. 4 segments up, 4 segments down. And I got to get some water because I almost choked. Okay, guys. Well, me and Gage got a busy rest of the day. So I'm glad I got to see you all. Love you guys hanging out with me. But we got to get going, okay? Before we do, though, get those BALs in the chat down below. Give me those BALs if you're pumped up for the 2025 season. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. We got Attendance Squad, Fierce Outdoors, Justin. We got Moggs, AEW, Attendance Squad. It's going to be a fun weekend. It's going to be a fun week. I cannot wait to be live, hanging out with all of you guys. Moggs, I know, is going to be there. Justin, I know, is going to be there. Attendance Squad, Fierce, everybody's going to be there, and it's going to be an absolute blast. All right, Gage, to get out of here, we'll just play that 6-second intro. And you'll just push it across as if it's an end screen. Alrighty, for producer Gage, his first live show, absolutely killed it. Y'all are going to see him on Sunday. My name is Joey Petersen. Hope y'all had a wonderful day. Hope you have a continually wonderful week. We'll see you next time, and God bless.